First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Amelie. I'm 27 years old. I have been married for 7 years. My husband and I have 2 adorable children. So far, my husband has been completely satisfactory to me. As they say, everything was in place: the house, the job, all the money for the family. He behaved decently, and our life seemed comfortable. We had regular, intimate relations. Sometimes we even shared a beer in front of the TV. The kids didn't bother us. We made trips to the store together and took walks as a family. He didn't go on business trips very often, maybe 2 to 5 weeks. At 28, he started gaining weight, but he liked his figure and I was fine with that. However, life ceased to suit me when the kids started growing up. I wanted something to do. We used to live a much more interesting life, constantly traveling somewhere to relax and have fun. We took spontaneous trips to nature, visited friends, explored new places. We were carefree and we felt like we were living for real. But as time went on, it all seemed to disappear, as if it had never happened. It seemed that our vibrant lives gradually dulled, leaving behind only routine and responsibilities. I decided to talk to my husband about it. He only nodded and said, "Cupid, I understand." But nothing changed after that. I realized that he was quite happy with the way things were, happy with our settled and predictable life. So I took matters into my own hands. I started exercising, I lost weight, I even changed my image. I changed my hair, updated my closet, and started wearing clothes in which I felt confident and attractive again. My husband, of course, liked it, but he was not going to change anything, and I felt myself drifting away from him. I no longer wanted intimacy with such a man. I longed for the excitement, the spark that seemed to have disappeared from our marriage. And then it happened. A young man came into my life. His name was Louis. He was handsome, driven, and ambitious for his age. He had a good education, a scholarship, and was eager to develop himself. He had dreams, plans, and so much energy. At first, I let him know that nothing could happen between us. I had a family and children, and I wasn't going to leave them. But Louis turned out to be not only smart, but also very persuasive. He had a charm that was impossible to ignore, and his attention made me feel special again. He invited me to go with him, just once, to a cafe. We got to talking, and I started to like him even more. His passion for life was contagious. By the second meeting, the passion had taken over, and I was experiencing nothing but pleasure. I felt alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. I was sure this was the end of it. I told myself it was just a momentary weakness that would pass. But then I started seeing him all the time, texting. Louis wanted to see me, even just to look at me. He made me feel wanted and loved, something my husband never did anymore. He even liked my kids and told me he loved me, which put me in a stupor. He was only 20 years old, and he already wanted to have a family. He talked about his dreams of building a life with me, taking care of my children as if they were his own. I decided to talk to him straight and told him I would not leave my family. I convinced him to find someone his own age to build happiness for himself, but he insisted that he would wait for me. He had so many plans, saying he would quickly rise up the career ladder and take care of me and my children. His confidence and determination were both flattering and frightening. Now I'm torn between the two. I don't know what to do. I've become so attached to Louis. He has become an important part of my life, and I can't imagine my days without him. When I see how hard he tries, how much ambition he has, it makes me feel alive again. He is determined and moves so fast towards his goals. He talks about his future with such confidence, and it makes me hopeful, even though I know it's wrong. I fear that by leaving him, I will break him. He will lose the meaning he has found in his life. He tells me that I inspire him, that I give him the strength to follow his dreams. In my mind, I know what I'm doing is wrong. I know I'm risking everything, my marriage, my family, my stability. But in this moment, I don't want to let go of my Louis. I want him too much. I think about the future all the time. I imagine what life will be like if I choose Louis. I imagine a new beginning, a life filled with passion and adventure, a life where I am loved deeply and completely. But then I think about my children, about my husband, about the life we've built together. It's not perfect, but it's real. It's stable. I don't want to hurt my children. I don't want to destroy the family they've known their whole lives. And yet I can't help but feel like I deserve to be happy too. I deserve to feel alive, to feel loved. Every day this decision weighs on me. I lead a routine life, trying to be the wife and mother everyone expects me to be, but my heart is somewhere else. I think about Louis all the time. His smile, his touch, his words, they haunt me. I know I can't go on living like this, caught between two worlds, but I don't know how to let him go. I don't know how to say goodbye to the one person who made me feel alive again. I'm afraid that if I let him go, I'll lose myself again, go back to the empty, monotonous life I used to live, and that thought terrifies me. I'm at a crossroads and I don't know which path to take. One leads to security, stability, and the life I've always known. The other leads to passion, uncertainty, and a love that makes me feel alive. I wish I had the strength to choose, but for now I remain here, torn, lost, and longing for something more.